Good evening and welcome to Hooker Field for HiTom TV's broadcast of HiTom Baseball on HiTom Radio. Andrew Sullivan with you here from Hooker Field. A beautiful night for baseball as the HiToms are taking on the Martinsville Mustangs. The HiToms come into tonight at 5-4 on a 3-game losing streak in Coastal Plain League play, facing off against the Martinsville Mustangs, who come in at 3-6. Martinsville lost to High Point-Thomasville last week here at Hooker Field. It was an 8-2 win for the HiToms. We're going to get you the starting lineups tonight. For the visitors, the HiToms first. It's Justin Johnson in the 1 hole, Colin Smith 2, Eli Wiesner in the 3 spot, Brandon Stallman cleaning up, Vito Paterno batting 5th, Turner Graw batting 6th. In the 7th spot, it is Blake Sutton, then J.D. Suarez, and Sam Yelton rounds out the starting lineup for the HiToms. As we get things started here from Hooker Field with first pitch, the starting pitcher John Holobetz for the Martinsville Mustangs, and he delivers ball 1 to Justin Johnson, just off the inside corner with the fastball. Johnson ropes the second pitch down the left field line. That one's headed to the corner. Johnson rounding first, headed into second, and he will stay there with a stand-up double to start the game. Justin Johnson leads things off for the HiToms and gets the first runner on base for HPT. Defensively tonight for Martinsville, from left to right in the outfield, it's Easley. In center, it's Pittman, and out and right, it is Frank. And then on the infield, over at third, Ross. At short, it's Amez Kita. The second baseman tonight is Mize, and the first baseman, Wagner. Behind the plate and catching is Brendan Bagwell. And the starting pitcher, as I said, John Holobetz, who falls behind another batter, ball 1 to Colin Smith. Smith batting from the right side, with Justin Johnson a few step lead, nobody holding him on at second. That one off the barrel and fouled out of play by Smith. 1-1 now the count. Starting pitch exactly at 7 o'clock here from Hooker Field. Game time temperature here in the Martinsville area, 77 degrees. It is a sunny evening, no clouds to be seen. So a beautiful night for baseball just north of the border here in Martinsville, Virginia. 2-1 the count to Smith, and that one misses outside with the breaking ball. Colin Smith batting second for the HiToms tonight, facing John Holobetz, ahead in the count, 2-1. Justin Johnson over at second. That one with the fastball misses low and away. 3-1 now the count to the 2-hole hitter Colin Smith, playing right field tonight for the HiToms. Came in and pinch hit last night for HPT, went 1 for 1. Holobetz sets on the mound, looks back at the runner Johnson, and delivers the 3-1 pitch. That breaking ball finds the outside corner. 3-2 now the count to Colin Smith. Decent crowd on hand here at Hooker Field for some Thursday night baseball. Thirsty Thursday night is the promo here for the Martinsville Mustang fans, as the 3-2 pitch swung on and missed at a changeup outside. Colin Smith chases what would have been ball 4 and goes down swinging for the first out here in the top of the first. Would have been ball 4 to the righty on a changeup in the dirt in the left-handed batter's box, but Smith chased, and now it's 1 out, and Justin Johnson still at second for Eli Wiesner. The first pitch to the righty Wiesner is chopped foul. over the HiToms dugout on the third base side for strike one. Martinsville in the gray and black camo jerseys tonight with white lettering and red outline on those letters on the chest reading Martinsville Mustangs. Numbers only on the back side, a stars and stripes number pattern as the breaking ball finds the outside corner. 0-2 is the count to the third baseman Wiesner. Top of the numbers on the back of the jerseys for Martinsville with are blue with white stars, and then the bottom half of those numbers, red and white stripes. Camo hats for the Mustangs as that pitch swung on and missed at the changeup. And down on 3 strikes swinging is Eli Wiesner. Two down now in the first inning for the HiToms. Brandon Stallman steps in from the left side. Batting cleanup tonight for HPT. 2 away, and Justin Johnson still over at second as he takes his 4, 5, and now 6-step lead off the bag. The first pitch to Stallman finds the outside corner for strike one with the breaking ball. Camo hats as well for the Mustangs with a red Mustang logo on the front, CPL logo on the side. Red belts and white pants down to the cleats for Martinsville. That one just missed outside. 1-1 now the count to Stallman. Holubetz looks back at Johnson and now delivers the pitch. Swung on and missed at a fastball down in the zone. 1-2 now the count to the HiToms shortstop. HPT in danger of stranding a leadoff double from Justin Johnson out at second as John Holubetz 1 strike away from getting out of this first inning unscathed. The big righty delivers the 1-2 pitch. That one misses in the dirt. 2-2 now the count to Stallman. The HiToms come into the night at 5-4 on a 3-game lose skid. Meanwhile, Martinsville at 3-6, losers of their past game against Tri-City last night. The 2-2 pitch, roped to the right side, over is the second baseman, and Mize makes a throw on to first to retire Stallman. So a 4-3 putout of the shortstop Brandon Stallman retires the side here in the first. A leadoff double off the bat of Justin Johnson, and he is stranded out at second. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left on base. It'll be the Martinsville Mustangs coming up to bat when we return here from Hooker Field. You're tuned in to HiTom Baseball on HiTom Radio. Back here on HiTom Radio, Andrew Sullivan with you from Hooker Field in Martinsville, Virginia on a beautiful 75-degree night for baseball. Not a cloud to be seen. Sky blue evening here, 7:10 local time. Quick first inning of work for John Holubetz as he issued a leadoff double to Justin Johnson and then 2 strikeouts and a 4-3 ground out off the bat of Stallman. Got the righty out of the inning. The starting lineup for the Martinsville Mustangs today. Batting first in center field, Cameron Pittman. In the 2-hole, the second baseman, number 3, Drew Mize. Batting third, the right fielder, number 5, Colton Frank. Cleaning up for the Mustangs, the designated hitter, number 21, Andrew Amato. Batting fifth, number 25, the first baseman, Cade Wagner. the third baseman, number 26, Tyler Ross, in the 6th spot. The left fielder, number 4, Christian Easley, batting 7th. Batting 8th, the catcher, number 22, Brendan Bagwell. And rounding out the front top 9 in the lineup for the Martinsville Mustangs, the shortstop, number 7, Carlos Amezquita. Starting pitcher for the HiToms tonight, Alex Escobar, who delivers a first pitch fastball to Pittman that's fouled back into the netting behind home plate. Escobar delivering from the right side, and his second pitch grounded foul down the third base line, quickly ahead of the center fielder Pittman, 0-2. Escobar out of McPherson College delivers the 0-2. That one's blooped out into shallow left field and will fall in front of the left fielder, Graw. Graw unable to get there in time as it got blooped over the head of the third baseman Wiesner and into shallow left field. Not a chance for any HiTom to make a play, and so it's a leadoff single off the bat of Cameron Pittman on a 2-0-2 count. Came in and jammed him on the hands, but he had enough strength to get that one into the outfield here at Hooker Field. All turf on the infield, and then grass in the outfield. Still a turf warning track here for the Mustangs as the first pitch bunted down the third base line. Good play behind the plate by the catcher Sutton, but his throw over to first unable to be grabbed by the first baseman tonight, Vito Paterno. So the first two batters on board for the Mustangs after Mize laid down what would have been a sac bunt, but reached on an E2. That moves the leadoff hitter Pittman over to second, and it's 2 on and nobody out here in the first for the Mustangs. Coming up from the right side, the right fielder, Colton Frank. Frank out of Southern University, as Escobar checks on the runner at second and delivers the first pitch that is roped down the left field line, tailing foul. Frank got a pitch over the heart of the plate and didn't miss it, but he was out in front early for strike 1. Frank appeared in 20 games at a .215 clip. 10 RBIs, and he's hoping to get the Mustangs on the board here early, as that one missed low from Escobar. 1-1 the count. Escobar made 3 appearances so far for the HiToms. May 26th against the Greensboro Monarchs, May 30th against Lexington County, and then June 4th against Holly Springs. That one found the zone with the breaking ball on the outside corner. Ahead in the count, 1-2 is the righty for the HiToms. He comes set at the belt and delivers the 1-2 pitch, chopped over to third. Wiesner a chance for 2, steps on the bag at third, low throw, and misses his first baseman up the line. Paterno over into foul territory to pick it up, and staying at second and third are the base runners. So it'll be a 5U fielder's choice that retires Pittman over at third. And then a throwing error, E5, on the third baseman Wiesner allows Mize over to third, and then Frank over to second. A perfect chance for the HiToms to turn 2 after the first 2 base runners got aboard here in the bottom of the first for the Mustangs. An easy play for Wiesner to step on third, and then he felt the pressure of Frank running down the first base line and delivered a low throw that skipped off the turf wide of first base. Paterno had to go into foul territory to scoop it up. Amato fouls the first pitch back behind him. 0-1 now the count to the lefty. Escobar delivers the pitch, grounded out to second, should score the first run. Good play over there at second as Suarez tosses on to Paterno for the second out. But it's an RBI putout for the DH Amato, as Mize comes home to score the first run of the game for the Mustangs. Cade Wagner steps in from the right side with 2 away now in the first. Standing over at third is the right fielder Frank, as that one misses up and in. Nearly caught a piece of the big first baseman Wagner. Wagner out of Parker, Colorado, attends Northern Colorado, stands at 6'5", 230 pounds. That one finds the zone for strike one, 1-1 now the count to the first baseman. Escobar trying to get out of this first inning with just one run allowed. The righty comes set and delivers the 1-1. Good breaking ball, got Wagner out in front, 1-2 now the count. Escobar comes in with a 1.13 ERA in CPL play, hoping to just give up one as he just missed with the breaking ball at the top of the zone. That curveball started bending down towards the top inside corner, just missed. 2-2 now the count to Wagner. Alex Escobar comes set at the chest and now delivers the 2-2 pitch. That one missed high with the fastball. Wagner able to check his swing, and so it's a full count on the first baseman. Cade Wagner, .273 average this season with Northern Colorado, a transfer from Penn State. And he awaits the 3-2 pitch from Escobar. That one finds the outside corner with a strike. Escobar, Cade Wagner looking, and he strands the right fielder Frank over at third, but not before the Mustangs scratch across one in the bottom of the first as we head to the second inning. It's Martinsville leading High Point-Thomasville 1-0. You're listening to HiTom Baseball on HiTom Radio. Back here for the top of the second, Andrew Sullivan with you on HiTom Radio. It'll be the 5, 6, 7 batters in the top of the second for High Point-Thomasville, beginning with Vito Paterno. Leading off from the right side, on for his second inning of work, John Holibetz as he finds the strike zone with a fastball. 0-1 the count to Paterno. 15 pitches in that first inning of work for Holibetz. Just allowed the leadoff double to Justin Johnson. And then stranded Johnson on second base as he Cade Smith and Wiesner looking and got Stallman to ground out to the second baseman. 1-1 now the count after a breaking ball missed low. Out of the wind and the delivery from the righty. That one swung on and missed on the outside corner. Paterno behind in the count, 1-2. HiToms coming in off a devastating loss last night at Holly Springs, led 8-6 headed to the ninth inning and allowed 3 runs as that one skied foul down the first base line and into the concourse by Paterno. It remains 1-2. HPT led 8-6 going into the ninth inning and then allowed 3 runs to the Salamanders, including a walk-off walk as Holly Springs went home happy. Winners 9-8. That one fouled back into the netting behind home plate as Paterno battling up there from the right side. 1-2. The count still remains. Holibetz facing Paterno for the first time tonight. Vito Paterno 1 for 4 last night in Holly Springs with a run and 2 RBIs, and he chops that one over to the second baseman, unfielded, and he bobbles and he can't make a play. It's going to be an E4 as the second baseman Mize couldn't pick it cleanly off the turf here at Hooker Field. Went back for it a second and then a third time, and by that time, his throw on to first was not in time to retire Paterno.
Now that is the HiToms left fielder, number 22.
Already a handful of errors here early between the HiToms and the Mustangs. The run in the bottom of the first unearned as Mize reached on an E2 as he laid down a bunt that the catcher, Sutton, made a low throw to first that was unable to be scooped by Paterno. First pitch from Holubets misses outside with the fastball, 1-0 to the left fielder, Graw. John Holubets, a freshman out of Radford, misses low with the breaking ball in the dirt. 2-0 now the count to Turner Graw. Graw, one of the newest HiToms, came in last night as a defensive substitution in the 8th inning against Holly Springs and made two fantastic catches. One on the line and one put the glove over the wall down the left field line and made a leaping catch. Turner Graw, no plate appearances as he came in as a defensive substitution, and he's ahead in the count 3-0 now as the fastball from the righty John Holubets ran high. That one missed at eye level, up and away. 24 pitches in for Holubets. 22 appearances for the freshman at Radford this season out of Casca, Pennsylvania. 39 2/3 innings pitched with a 5.90 ERA, and he finds the outside corner for strike one to Graw. The left fielder for the HiToms taking all the way there as he steps back into the left-handed batter's box. Graw comes set. Rather, Holubets comes set, and he delivers that one skied out towards the left field gap. Coming over the left fielder easily, and he shies over in medium depth left center field to make a running catch. So an F7 off the bat of Graw gets the first out in the top of the second for Holubets. And headed back to first base is Paterno. 7-hole hitter Blake Sutton steps in from the left side. He's apparently the strikeout victim of the night here at Martinsville. So all the Mustangs fans cheering for a K here from the big righty John Holubets, who stands at 6'3", 185 on the bump, and delivers a first pitch swing and a miss from Sutton, 0-1 the count. 3-2 record this season at Radford for John Holubets, with 2 saves as well, mostly used as a bullpen guy, and then came into a starting role at the end of the season. 26 earned runs, 31 runs in general. That one finds the outside corner. Delayed steal, headed into second, and punched out at the bag on a close play. Paterno caught stealing as he went for the delayed steal. Throw just a bit left of the bag, but the shortstop, Amez Quito, with a beautiful play to range from the left side of the bag over to the right side of the bag and make a tag on the foot of Paterno just before he slid into second. The head coach for the HiToms, DJ Russ, out to get an explanation as he thought his base runner, Paterno, was safe. After coaching the bases over there as the third base coach for the first week and a half, DJ Russ now in the dugout as new assistant coach, Schubert, over there at third base for the HiToms. So 2 away now as that one just missed. 1-2 now the count to Sutton. Martinsville Mustangs fans wanted that call with the fastball just running off the plate. 2 away here in the top of the second as the 1-2 pitch. That one misses well low. 2-2 now the count to Sutton. .30 pitches into the outing for John Holubets. Most recent outing for Radford came on 5:20 against Campbell, where he went 5 innings pitched. That one chopped foul down the first base line. We'll do it again. 99 pitches in that outing, allowing 3 runs on 8 hits. No decision for Holubets in his last outing with Radford. This season, Holubets 2 games, both starts for Martinsville, going 5 innings pitched total and a 14.4 ERA. He delivers a 2-2, and Sutton barely got a piece of that one to send it back to the backstop. 9 hits, 11 runs, 8 earned this season in 2 outings. 1 walk to 7 strikeouts for Holubets. 0-2 the record for the righty. He winds in another 2-2 pitch. That one comes inside. Nearly caught a piece of Sutton, who was in no hurry to get out of the way, and it's a full count now to the left-handed hitter-catcher for the HiToms. HPT trailing 2-1 here in the top of the second. 2 away, nobody on. The 3-2 pitch, fouled back, and another good AB from Blake Sutton. Blake Sutton, the redshirt sophomore out of High Point, expected to be at least one of the top 2 catchers for the summer on this HiTom squad. He's in a deep battle here with John Holubets. Another 3-2 pitch. That one laced deep into right field. Going back on it, the right fielder Frank. He turns and watches that one sail into the forest out in right field. A deep shot off the bat of Blake Sutton as he leaves the yard here at Hooker Field for his first homer as a HiTom, and we are tied 1-1 in the top of the second.
For the HiTom, second baseman, number 28, J.D. Suarez.
A 9-pitch AB for Sutton, and on the 9th, he leaves the yard to tie it up at 1 here in the top of the second as he took the right fielder Frank all the way into the right center gap, about 360 out there, and that one sailed a good 10 feet over the wall into the forest. J.D. Suarez now batting from the right side. Behind the count 0-1. Count even at 1-1 now as that one misses low to the second baseman. Blake Sutton had 5 home runs this season in 52 games played for High Point, and he just found his first one for the HiToms. The 1-1 pitch misses high with the breaking ball. 2-1 now to Suarez. Holubets got ahead on Sutton 1-2, but couldn't finish him off as he's now back even in the count. 2-2 to Suarez as that one found the outside corner with the fastball. What an AB from the catcher Blake Sutton. He battled and battled and battled, finally got a good pitch to hit and didn't miss it. The 2-2 pitch to Suarez roped through the 5-hole, and that one bounces 5 feet in front of the left fielder easily for a single with 2 away. 2-2 pitch found a lot of the barrel for Suarez, and he laced it out into left field. And he is aboard for the 9-hole hitter Yelton. Sam Yelton came in to pinch hit last night for the HiToms. Went 0 for 1 in that AB. Freshman out of Duke in Durham, North Carolina. Originally from Harrisburg, North Carolina. Takes a breaking ball at the knees for strike 1. Now up to 40 pitches here in the second inning for John Holubets. As the righty delivers, that one misses up and away. Yelton checks his swing at the fastball. 1-1 now the count to the left-handed hitter for HPT. Out of the stretch. The 1-1 pitch, runner goes. Throw on to second. Not going to be in time. Oversliding the bag, and out at second is Suarez. He made it in safely originally, but on this turf, he slid right past second base, and the second baseman, Mize, over there to tag him out. So 2 caught stealings in the inning for HiTom's runners as Bagwell finds the 3rd out with a throw on to his second baseman from behind the plate. When we come back, it'll be the bottom half of the second inning. 6, 7, and 8 batters due up for Martinsville We're even at 1-1 though, as Blake Sutton finds the first run of the game for the HiToms with a deep shot here from Hooker Field. You're listening to HiToms Baseball on HiTom Radio. Back here for the bottom of the second on HiTom Radio. 6, 7, and 8 batters. Ross, Easley, and Bagwell due up for the Martinsville Mustangs in a 1-1 game. Alex Escobar on for his second inning of work. Faced 5 guys in the bottom of the first, throwing just 15 pitches but allowing 1 run. It was unearned, as it was an E2 that allowed Mize to reach, and then he came around to score. Escobar starts the third baseman, Tyler Ross, with strike 1. Escobar working quickly out of the wind. He delivers. That one popped up on the infield. Brandon Stallman calling everybody off, and he makes the catch at his traditional shortstop position for the first out in the second inning.
Now batting for the Mustangs, left fielder from the University of Maryland, Baltimore County, number 4,
Christian Easley stepping in from the right side out of UMBC. Hometown of Collinsville, Virginia. He transferred into UMBC from Patrick Henry Community College. Started 51 games this season for the Terriers, and he swings at a changeup, strike 1. Swung right through that one, way out in front. Easily the left fielder tonight for Martinsville, as Escobar working quickly and finds the zone again. No! Not sure where that one missed. Blake Sutton isn't either behind the plate. Home plate umpire telling the HiToms dugout to stop talking as the 1-1 pitch misses high with the breaking ball. 2-1 now the count. Alex Escobar gets the ball back and is ready to work here on the mound tonight. The 2-1 pitch from the righty. That one again misses outside. Check of the swing and no swing from Easley. 3-1 now the count. Christian Easley stands at 5'10", 185, and he takes strike 2 on the outside corner with the fastball. Full count now to the left fielder, Easley. Batted 213 for UMBC, and he swings through a breaking ball for strike 3. Down goes Easley for the second out of the bottom of the second. HiToms come into tonight third place in the West Division of the CPL, 2 spots ahead of Martinsville. HiToms at 5-4. Savannah leads the West at 7-2. Lexington County follows them up at 6-4. HiToms 2 games behind the Bananas at 5-4, as the first pitch misses outside. 1-0 the count to the 8-hole hitter and the catcher, Brendan Bagwell. He chops one sharply over to third. Wiesner on to field it, and he beats the catcher Bagwell by a good 5 steps over at first. So it's a quick 10-pitch inning out of Alex Escobar as he gets the 6, 7, and 8 batters to go 1, 2, 3. As we head to the third from Hooker Field, it's the HiToms and the Mustangs tied up at 1 here in CPL action on a Thursday night in June in Martinsville, Virginia. You're listening to HiTom Baseball on HiTom Radio. Top of the third back here on the HiTom Radio. Sam Yelton to lead things off. He was in a 1-2 count before Suarez was caught stealing as he overslid the bag to end the top of the second. So Sam Yelton starts anew with a 0-0 count. As on for his third inning is John Holubetz. Up to 42 pitches through 2, allowing just the 1 run as we're tied at 1 here. Sam Yelton swings through the off-speed stuff, strike 1 to start the lefty for the HiToms. Yelton back in his usual 9-hole again tonight for HPT. Got the off night last night before coming in the 9th inning to pinch hit. Yelton swings through another pitch, 0-2, as that one found the outside corner and Yelton couldn't make contact. DJ Russ has talked about Sam Yelton trying to catch up to the fastball here in the Coastal Plain League. And he takes strike 3 with the fastball. So it's a 1-2-3 pitch AB for Sam Yelton, and he goes down with a backwards K to start the third. Finishing off those West Division standings in the CPL, Savannah, Lexington, High Point, Thomasville, Macon, Martinsville, Asheboro, and Forest City in the cellar at 1-7. Martinsville 2 games back of the HiToms as the first pitch to Justin Johnson fouled sharply down the third base line. Johnson reached in the first on a double to start the game, but was stranded there. Out of the wind, Holubetz delivers the 0-1. The fastball just off the outside corner, 1-1 the count. Several games going on in the CPL tonight as Johnson swings through that one. Strike 2 to the right-handed hitting DH tonight. We've seen Justin Johnson play second and short for the HiToms, but getting the night off in the field and just DHing, as always, in his usual leadoff spot. The 1-2 from Holubetz, grounded sharply up the middle, actually hit the second base bag and out into center field. It's a 2-for-2 start to the night for Justin Johnson, and he's on first with 1 out here in the third. Tri-City facing off with Peninsula tonight. Peninsula ahead 4-0 in the bottom of the second. Tri-City easily made work of the Martinsville Mustangs last night with a 17-5 win in just 7 innings. Chili Peppers put up a 5 spot in the second, then 3 in the 5th, and 9 in the 6th inning. Only on 13 hits. Runner goes, that one grounded through the right side, a hit and run for the HiToms, and Justin Johnson rounds second and slides safely into third. Keeps the back foot on the bag as we see another HiToms runner overslide the bag, but this time Justin Johnson holds on safely. And it's runners at the corners for Eli Wiesner with 1 away in the third. Hit and run executed perfectly for the HiToms as Colin Smith took the first pitch, went the opposite way through the right side. A huge hole created as the second baseman Mize was over to cover the bag. Eli Wiesner a chance to give the HiToms the lead here in the third. He's had a great start to his career as a HiTom. Got the go-ahead home run against Lexington County in his first game. That was the winning runs on the 2-run blast in the 8th. He did not go around on the first pitch as they checked with the first base ump tonight. Ahead in the count 1-0. And the breaking ball misses high, 2-0 now the count to the third baseman for HPT. Elsewhere in the CPL, Forest City and Asheboro playing a doubleheader today. The Owls win the first one over the Zookeepers 5-1. Game 2 scheduled for 8 o'clock as that one's lifted out into left field. Plenty deep to tag the runner. The left fielder over to make the play as easily, and scoring on the sac fly is Justin Johnson. Eli Wiesner gets the job done with an F7 out towards near the warning track in left. Justin Johnson comes home to score, and the HiToms lead 2-1 in the top of the third. Smith stayed put at first on the play as the throw came in from Easley to second base. And so it's a runner on first. Check of the runner from Holubets. Back in safely is Colin Smith. 2 away, and Brandon Stallman in from the left side. He grounded out to end the first inning and strand Justin Johnson on second. Smith thought about going, instead stays put at first, and Stallman swings through the first pitch, strike 1. Chili Peppers and the Pilots. 4-0 Pilots lead. Holly Springs and Wilson in action tonight as the breaking ball misses low in the dirt. 1-1 the count to the shortstop. Tobbs up 2-0 on the Salamanders in the third. Wilmington and Morehead City in the third. Sharks up 2-0. And the Blowfish and the Flamingos in action. Lexington County up 2-0 in the second. Last game of the night. Savannah and Macon check swing. And Stallman went around for strike 2. Savannah and Macon in action down in Savannah, Georgia. As I said, the Bananas taking charge of the West Division early with a 7-2 record so far. That ties the Chili Peppers with the best record in the CPL. As Holubets checks again on Smith over at first. Back in plenty of time was the right fielder for HPT. HiToms up 2-1. Here in the top of the third, 1-2 count to the shortstop Brandon Stallman. He fouls that pitch back to the backstop. We'll do it again. Already up to 57 pitches on the night here in the third inning is John Holubets. Longest outing of the year with Radford came on 5:20 against 5:13 against Longwood. Went 6 innings, allowing 2 runs on 4 hits, 75 pitches. Got the win that day. That one skied in the air. Over near the line in no man's territory. Going out is the second baseman Mize, and he makes a running catch in shallow right field near the first base line. So that retires the HiToms in the top of the third, but not before Justin Johnson came home to score on an RBI sac fly off the bat of Eli Wiesner. As we head to the bottom of the third, HiToms in front from Hooker Field, 2-1. You're listening to HiTom Baseball on HiTom Radio. Andrew Sulliver back with you in Martinsville, Virginia. HiToms in front, 2-1, headed to the bottom of the third. It's the 9-1-2 hitters due up in the inning for Martinsville. That is Amez Kita, Pittman, and Mize. Escobar back on the bump for HPT. The mound, the only dirt to be seen on Hooker Field. Whole infield and all of the warning track from home field all the way out through the outfield is turf. The actual outfield itself is grass, and then the mound dirt itself. Strike 1 swinging to Amez Kita. 9-hole hitter and shortstop tonight for Martinsville. Escobar fools him with the breaking ball on the inside corner. 0-2 the count. Alex Escobar made 16 appearances, throwing 86 1/3 innings pitched for McPherson this year, and he gets Amez Kita to foul one off down the third base line. Carlos Amezquita was well late on that fastball, but staying alive at the plate. 0-2 still to count. Graw out in left field had to go retrieve that one and get it out of the field of play. And we're ready for baseball again. The 0-2 again. Swing and a miss on the outside corner with the breaking ball. So a 4-pitch strikeout of Amezquita. And Escobar seems to have settled down nicely after giving up one in the bottom of the first.
Back to the top of the lineup for the Mustangs. Center fielder from Radford University, number 1, Pittman.
Just one hit so far for Martinsville through 2 1/3. 5 for the HiToms through 3. That one bounced in front of the plate, got away from Sutton behind the plate with the breaking ball. 1-0 the count to the center fielder, Pittman. Cameron Pittman out of Radford, went to Nansemond River High School in Chesapeake, Virginia, and he swings through that one for strike 1. Started 43 games this season as a freshman for Radford, 166 ABs, 301 average. And the real impressive part, 15 Ks to 30 walks. 2-1 the count to the center fielder. Escobar gets him to swing through a fastball at the top of the zone. 2-2 now. Big on base guy, and that's why he's batting leadoff for Martinsville. Can't get on base here, though. Another breaking ball on the inside corner fools Pittman. And the first 2 retired on strikeouts here in the bottom of the 3rd. Alex Escobar does not give the hitter much time at all to reset after pitches. He's ready to go here as Mize stepping into the right-handed batter's box. Escobar just loves to get the ball back and work. He rocks and fires. First pitch chopped over to second. Suarez on to make an easy play, and it's a quick 1-2-3 inning again in the bottom of the 3rd. This time just taking Alex Escobar 9 pitches. And the HiToms lead it 2-1 through 3 here at Hooker Field on HiTom Radio. Top of the 4th from Hooker Field, HiToms in front 2-1 on the Martinsville Mustangs. It was the Mustangs who struck first in the bottom of the 1st with 1 run, that being unearned. And then 1 in the 2nd off a home run from Blake Sutton. And then 1 in the 3rd as Justin Johnson scored on an Eli Wiesner sac fly. It's the 5, 6, 7 batters for the HiToms. Paterno up first, and he swings through a breaking ball from Holubets for strike 1. Holubets on for his 4th inning of work, looking to improve on a early 14.4 ERA for the Mustangs. So far, he's been able to do that. Check of the swing, no swing, says the first base ump, as the breaking ball was off the plate. And Paterno able to hold up 1-1 the count. 2 earned runs through 3 innings for the righty. As he delivers, that one laced out into right field, going back on it is the right fielder Frank, and he shies up a good 10 paces shy of the warning track out and right to make the catch. So Vito Paterno flies out on 3 pitches to start the 4th, and it's the 6-hole hitter, Turner Graw. Graw, a lanky lefty, stands at 6'4", 180 pounds out of Youngstown State. Batted .213 this season, and he fouls one off behind home plate for strike 1. "13 games played and 12 started for Youngstown State in his junior year. Out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, went to Avonworth High School. And he takes strike 2 with the fastball on the outside corner. Holobet's also working fairly quickly. 0-2 count. He winds and fires. That one fouled off again behind us. Graw doesn't seem too happy with his swings so far as he shakes his head again after that one. He's gotten a few balls to hit, but fouled them off over the press box and out of play. Another 0-2 pitch. That one swing and a miss. Fastball up above the zone, and Graw couldn't lay off, so he goes down swinging, and there's 2 down here in the top of the 4th. Blake Sutton, as I said earlier, he's tonight's strikeout victim of the game. He steps in from the left side. Did not strike out in the second, instead he left the yard. That one didn't make Mustangs fans too happy here, and he looks at ball 1 off the plate inside. Holobet's looking for his first 1-2-3 inning of the night. And again, he misses inside. 2-0 now the count to the catcher Sutton. Blake's father, Doug, was a pitcher at Kentucky. He was drafted in the 7th round of the 1988 MLB draft by the Twins. As Sutton fouls that one off behind us. 2-1 now the count to the lefty. Sutton played in 52 games this season for High Point, starting in 50 of them with a .250 average. He takes another pitch inside. That breaking ball missed. It's 3-1 now the count. Sun's starting to set here in Martinsville as we approach the 8 o'clock local hour. Shadows on the field earlier, not many to speak of except in the outfield now, as it's a 5-pitch walk issued to Blake Sutton. After a homer in the second, Holobet's didn't want to mess around and didn't throw many pitches around the middle of the zone. 2-out walk to the 7-hole hitter, and now it's J.D. Suarez stepping in from the right side. Out of the stretch, the first pitch to the righty. Roped over to third, nice diving stop. Throw on to first, in time off a hop. As Ross with a beautiful play, flashing the leather at the hot corner, and he one-hopped it off the turf to Wagner to retire Suarez. So nothing comes of the 2-out walk to Sutton. 4 batters faced in the 4th for the HiToms. And we head to the bottom half of the inning. Still HPT in front of Martinsville, 2-1 from Hooker Field in Martinsville, Virginia. Back here on HiTom Radio from Hooker Field, home of the Martinsville Mustangs. And it's the HiToms who lead the Mustangs 2-1, headed to the bottom of the fourth. Heart of the order due up for Martinsville. It's 3-4-5. Starting with the three-hole hitter, Colton Frank. He reached on a fielder's choice back in the first, got all the way over to third, but did not come in to score. Alex Escobar starts off with a strike one. Swinging right through the fastball was Frank. Escobar been very efficient, just the one unearned run allowed in the first, 34 pitches through three, allowing just one hit, and that came back in the first. An inning where HiTom's fielders let their starter down with two errors, and Escobar was able to strand Frank over at third to end the inning. Ahead on the batter, Frank, 0-2 as he fouled the last one off into the catcher's glove. The 0-2 breaking ball bounces just in front of the plate. Frank able to lay off 1-2 the count. Last night's game delayed over an hour and a half due to weather. No weather to speak of in the area tonight. No clouds to be seen as we approach sunset. Still about 75 degrees in Martinsville, supposed to dip down to about 60 tonight. Beautiful June evening for baseball, 2-2 to the count. Breaking ball just missed. Sutton wanted the call. Started to get out of his crouch, but it runs full to the right fielder, Frank. The wind and the delivery, that one misses up and in. So a fastball runs into the batter, Frank, and Escobar issues his first walk of the game to start the bottom of the fourth. Colton Frank drew 15 walks this season in 25 starts for Southern, and he's aboard at first as the cleanup hitter, Andrew Amato, steps in. The designated hitter batting from the left side tonight. Grounded out to the second baseman, Suarez, back in the first, but that was good enough to bring home the first run of the evening. Fastball misses for ball one to start Amato. Check on the runner over at first. Pretty close play, actually, but Frank able to slide back safely. Colton Frank was 3 for 4 on stolen bases this season with Southern. Originally from Lake Charles, Louisiana, started his college career at Louisiana Lafayette before transferring to Southern as another check on the runner, this time not as close of a play over at first. Small lead for Frank. He takes another half step, and the pitch chopped over to first, past the glove of Paterno out into right field. Frank turning and headed to third. Stopping at first is Amato, and so it's runners at the corners to start the bottom of the fourth for Martinsville. Amato got a pitch to hit over the middle of the plate, chopped it sharply down the first base line, and the first baseman Paterno couldn't quite get a glove on it. Smith had to go over towards the line to field it in right, and Frank easily into third. So 2 on and nobody away for the 5-hole hitter, Cade Wagner. 16 RBIs this season at Northern Colorado, and he sharply fouls off the first pitch. Alex Escobar in a bit of a jam to start the bottom of the fourth here as the righty comes set and delivers that one in the dirt. Good stop behind the plate by Sutton. The breaking ball bounced just behind the plate, and Sutton got down to stop it, preventing Frank from coming home to score. Wagner batting from the right side. Struck out looking in the first, and he bloops one out into shallow right field. That one finds grass. Coming home to score and tie the game is Frank. Stopping at second, Amato. And they're on first and second with still nobody away, and it's tied 2-2 here at Hooker Field. RBI bloop single for the first baseman, Wagner. As that one came in on his hands, jammed him, and he fisted it out into right field. That brings head coach DJ Russ out to the mound to talk with his starter Alex Escobar. Two hits and a walk to start the fourth, and that has things tied with nobody away in the bottom half here at Hooker Field. Full infield in to talk with Alex Escobar, just a mound meeting, not going to be a pitching change. And DJ Russ has said his piece, and it's about time to resume play here as Sutton heads back to behind the plate. It'll be the 6 hole, and Tyler Ross up with nobody away.
Now batting for the Mustangs, third baseman from Bowling Green, number 26, Tyler Ross.
Tyler Ross popped up to start the second. It was Stallman at short who put that one away. He squares around the bunt, lays one down just to the left of the mound. Escobar's only play is to first. He fires over to Paterno to record the first out of the inning. But that gets the job done as Amato moves over to third and Wagner over to second. And it's 2 in scoring position for the left fielder easily with 1 away here in the bottom of the fourth. Ross does his job on the first pitch. He gets down a nice bunt in between the mound and the third base line. 2 in scoring position, and the first pitch lifted out into shallow right field. Into no man's land. That one, a diving play in right field. Graw came in to get it. Rather, Smith came in to get it. What a play. That'll score the run as Amato comes home. Smith had to lay out on that one, and what a play he made. Another one into no man's land off the bat of Easley. Smith makes a heck of a play to get the second out of the inning, but given that he was on the ground, easily able to tag up. And an RBI sac fly gives Martinsville the lead back here in the bottom of the fourth. Eight-hole hitter and catcher Bagwell stepping in from the right side. Still a runner at second in the form of Wagner. First pitch misses up and in, ball 1. Cade Wagner standing at second. Not the fastest of runners, so a hit still might not score the first baseman. Might take an extra base hit off the bat of Bagwell to bring home a 4th run for Martinsville. Escobar looking to get out of the 4th with only 2 runs allowed. That one laced down the right field line, tailing into foul territory. Colin Smith, another running catch. 2 nice plays in the inning, including an all-out diving effort in right from Colin Smith. But still, Martinsville scratches across 2, and the Mustangs regain the lead as we head to the 5th. It's the HiToms trailing the Mustangs 3-2. You're listening to HiTom Baseball on HiTom Radio. back here for the top of the fifth. 9-1-2 due up for the HiToms. New pitcher on the mound is Luke Gibson in relief of John Holubetz. Holubetz went 4 innings pitched. He faced 17 batters, struck out 4. He also allowed 5 hits, 2 runs, both earned, and 1 walk. He is in line for the win, though, as the Martinsville Mustangs scratched across 2. Rather, not in line for the win because he didn't go 5, but the Martinsville Mustangs still scratched across 2 in the bottom of the 4th to regain the lead. 1-0 the count to Sam Yelton. Gibson missed above Yelton's head as he had to duck down to get out of the way of that breaking ball. 2-0 now the count to the 9-hole hitter and center fielder for the HiToms. Luke Gibson stands at 6 foot 195, delivers from the left side out of Patrick Henry Community College. The lefty slings one in there with a fastball, and that one's fouled out of play. 2-1 the count. Again, 2 earned runs through 4 innings for John Holubetz. Gibson committed to Presbyterian for next season as he'll transfer from Patrick Henry Community College. Through 36 1/3 innings pitched this season as he gets one softly chopped over to third base. Good spinning throw over to first from Ross to retire Yelton. That one in between short and third, and very softly hit coming in on the green turf. And making a spinning throw was Ross to retire the leadoff batter Yelton. .36 innings pitched with a 4.21 ERA for Gibson this season. 52 strikeouts to 25 walks, 12.88 Ks per 9, 25 hits, 25 runs, 17 of those earned. Went 2-0 with 1 save on the season. Looking to pitch a strong middle few innings for the Martinsville Mustangs. Starts Justin Johnson with strike 1 on the outside corner. Has kind of a 3/4 arm slot, so he slings it in there. Left on right, and he misses outside. Off the glove of the catcher Bagwell to the backstop. 1-1 the count to Justin Johnson. Johnson 2 for 2 so far today. Doubled to start the first, and then a single came around to score in the third. 1-1 count to the righty, and he fouls one out of play down the first base side, 1-2. Justin Johnson committed to Wake Forest for next year out of Lafayette College, out of Glen Gardner, New Jersey. He takes a breaking ball in the dirt. That one bounced right in front of the plate. 2-2 now the count. Johnson stands at 5'11", 185. Comes into tonight with some of the best stats for the HiToms. 4th best batting average on the team at 400. Played 6 games, 20 ABs in CPL play. Has 1 home run on the year, and he takes that one low, 3-2 the count. Very good eye for Justin Johnson. Also very quick on the base paths, 14 stolen bases. Last night he was 0 for 3 against Holly Springs with a walk. 2 runs scored. He was actually caught stealing last night by the Salamanders. One for 2 so far on the year in CPL play on steals, and he takes that one running inside at the knees for ball 4. So a 1-out walk issued to Justin Johnson. He's reached in all 3 plate appearances, and that brings up Colin Smith with 1 away. That one just had too much glove side run out of the hand of Gibson, and a free pass to Justin Johnson. HiToms looking to tie things up here in the 5th. 3-2 Mustangs lead. 2 runs on 5 hits, 2 errors, and 3 men left on base for the HiToms. Breaking ball misses upstairs. 1-0 the count to Smith. 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 error, and 2 men left on base for the Mustangs. The lefty Gibson with a long look at Justin Johnson, who dekes a run, and now stepping off is Gibson. Justin Johnson just messing with him over there at first. Couple dig steps towards second to deke as if he was running. He has a good size lead, leaning towards second. This time Gibson delivers, and it's chopped foul at the plate. That one caught a piece of the catcher Bagwell, and so the home plate umpire out to the mound to hand deliver the baseball to Gibson, giving Bagwell a couple extra seconds, and Brendan Bagwell very appreciative of that as he thanks the home plate umpire as he walks back behind the plate. Gibson stands on the very third base side of the rubber. Out of the stretch, he delivers. That one swung on and missed at the top of the zone by Colin Smith. 1-2 count to the right fielder Smith. A couple fantastic plays out in right field last half inning, but that couldn't help stop the Mustangs from scratching her across two to retake the lead. 1-2 pitch. Misses off the outside corner with the fastball. Smith out of the U.S. Naval Academy, 309 average with 367 OBP and a 428 slugging this season for the midshipman. In 42 games, 40 starts. He swings and misses at a breaking ball at the bottom of the zone. Strike three for Colin Smith, who walks back to the dugout. And with two away, it'll be Eli Wiesner.
Now batting for the HiTom, third baseman number 29, Eli Wiesner.
Would not be shocked to see Justin Johnson try and take second and get into scoring position with two away here in the fifth. Decent lead all the way at the edge of the grass, well, rather green turf over there at first, as Gibson was thinking what I was thinking, and he checks on Justin Johnson. Gibson delivers home. First pitch. Breaking ball at the top of the zone. Delayed steal by Justin Johnson, and they have him by a few feet. Justin Johnson out on a delayed steal at second. Second time we've seen that tonight. First time it was Suarez who was caught stealing as he overslid the bag. This time the throw in plenty of time to retire Justin Johnson. And the Mustangs keep the 3-2 lead as we head to the bottom half of the fifth. It'll be 9-1-2 due up for Martinsville when we return to HiTom Radio. Back here for the bottom half of the fifth from Hooker Field on HiTom Radio. Andrew Sullivan with you. Beautiful night for baseball. Moon out here in Martinsville, Virginia. Sun started going down and the sky starts to darken. Lights on at Hooker Field. And it's the 9-hole hitter, Carlos Amezquita, who steps in from the left side for his second plate appearance. Alex Escobar back for his fifth inning of work. Longest outing of the year so far for Escobar with the HiToms was his most recent one on June 4th against Holly Springs, where he went 5 innings, allowing just 1 run, on 2 runs actually, 1 of those earned. 2 of the 3 runs he's allowed tonight so far have been earned. The one in the bottom of the first was not, and he starts the leadoff hitter Amezquita with a ball outside. Second pitch, chop foul into the Mustangs dugout over on the first base side. 1-1 the count. Amezquita stands at 6'2", 200 pounds, a sophomore from St. Andrews, committed to UNC Pembroke as a transfer for next season, originally from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic, and he slices one fair down the third base line for a single. Big turnaround first, but Graw over to field it in left, and holding at first is Amezquita. Good piece of hitting there from the lefty as he took it the other way over the head of Wiesner at third for a leadoff single. 50 pitches through the first 4 for Escobar. He threw 67 pitches in that 5-inning outing against Holly Springs. He got the win that day, and an 8-5 victory for HPT. Last inning, the first 3 batters reached base. First one aboard in the form of Amezquita, leadoff single and a strike 1. Fastball swung on and missed by Pittman. Pittman 1 for 2 on the day, singled in the first, struck out swinging in the third. Was retired 5U on a fielder's choice as Wiesner stepped on the bag in first on a grounder from the 3-hole hitter Frank. Showing bunt and pulling it back was Pittman. 1-1 the count. Escobar delivers, runner goes, chopped up the middle. Hit and run on, Stallman's only play is at first, and he retires Pittman on a 6-3 putout. The hit and run keeps Amezquita aboard as he reaches second on the ground out off the bat of Pittman, and a runner in scoring position with 1 away for the 2-hole hitter, Drew Mize. We saw the HiToms perfectly execute a hit and run. That one keeps the Mustangs out of the double play. And one roped over to Stallman. He fields it, and caught in a pickle in between second and third is Amezquita. Wiesner over to the second baseman Suarez, who missed the tag, but able to apply the tag is Wiesner at second. He ran around the runner back to second to ensure there was a fielder over there. Amezquita with a nice move to dodge the tag from Suarez, but Suarez able to toss over to Wiesner for the second out of the inning. Mize reaches first on a fielder's choice, and Amezquita is retired 4-6. That ball hit so sharply to Stallman. Typically the ground rule, if the ball beats you on the left side, you wouldn't go to third. Amezquita rather, started to go to third, knew he should go back, but by that time he was stuck in the middle, and so an easy rundown out. As the first pitch to Frank misses low, 1-0 the count. So it's Mize over at first as Escobar checks on him. Back in plenty of time is Drew Mize. 4 out of 5 on stolen bases this season was Mize at SIU Edwardsville. The 1-0 pitch from Escobar, chopped over to Wiesner, high hop. He fields it and throws a firing bullet over to first to retire the batter. So Frank retired 5-3, and that ends the 5th inning. The HiToms trailing the Mustangs 3-2 from Hooker Field. It's a good one tonight in the CPL. We'll be back for the 6th inning here on HiTom Radio in just a second. Back for the 6th inning from Hooker Field. Andrew Sellover with you on HiTom Radio, courtesy of HiTom TV. Luke Gibson on for his 2nd inning of work. He went 16 pitches, facing the minimum in the 5th, as Justin Johnson picked off to end the inning. It's Wiesner back up. He grounds one sharply over to short. Amezquita fields it and throws on to first to retire Wiesner on 1 pitch. Wiesner was 1 pitch into his at-bat when Johnson was caught stealing on the delayed steal, so the 3rd baseman started the inning and he grounded sharply up the middle. But Amezquita ranged to his left to make the play, and it's 1 away on 1 pitch for Brandon Stallman, the shortstop, batting from the left side. Stallman 0 for 2 on the night with a 4-3 ground out and a pop out to the shortstop, rather the 2nd baseman, Mize, out in shallow right field. Gibson drags that one into the dirt in the right-hand batter's box and all the way to the backstop for ball 1. Stallman out of State Fair Community College in Sedalia, Missouri, and he grounds that one off of the catcher, Bagwell, and back to the backstop. 1-1 now the count. Stallman committed to UNC Charlotte for next season. Going to be his senior season. He was 1 for 4 last night with 2 RBIs, a walk, and a strikeout. He was the designated hitter out at short for tonight, and he ropes one over to the 2nd baseman, Mize, fields it off a hop, and throws on to first. So 2 hard-hit grounders to start the 6th for the HiToms, but both outs recorded by the middle infield for Martinsville, and it's an easy 2-up, 2-down for Gibson, as it's the 5-hole hitter Vito Paterno who steps in now with 2 away. Decent crowd tonight, pretty engaged in the game as it's a close one from Hooker Field. We'll get you a score update in CPL action in the next half inning as Gibson spikes that one in front of the plate for ball 1 to Vito Paterno. Paterno 0 for 2 on the night, reached in the 2nd on an error as Mize couldn't field a grounder cleanly over at 2nd. He was caught stealing though as Bagwell gunned him down, and then he struck out swinging in the 4th. Paterno out of Mount Olive, spent his first season of college ball at Charlotte before transferring. Mount Olive just missed making the playoffs this year. Lost to in the tournament championship, as that one misses again. Off the plate, 3-0 the count to Paterno, the first baseman tonight for the HiToms. We've seen Paterno out in the outfield. Tonight we see him replacing Chase Evans over at first. Evans got the start last night, Paterno tonight. The 3-0 pitch finds the low outside corner with a fastball. Strike 1. That one grounded again over to 2nd, ranging to his left is Mize. He throws it on a hop over to the first baseman, Wagner, and that's an easy 1-2-3 inning on just 9 pitches. The HiToms go in order in the 6th, and it's Martinsville still ahead 3-2 as we head to the bottom half. Here from Hooker Field in Martinsville, Virginia. Bottom of the 6th between High Point, Thomasville, and Martinsville. It's the Mustangs with a 1-run lead. Escobar on for his 6th inning of work, facing the 4, 5, and 6 batters, Amato, Wagner, and Ross. And it's the DH, Andrew Amato, stepping in from the left side to start off the home half of the 6th. First pitch fastball, strike 1 at the bottom of the zone. And that officially makes it the longest outing of the season for Escobar as a HiTom. Pitch number 2 misses outside. 1-1 now the count to the DH. 62 pitches so far on the night for Escobar as the righty delivers. Swing and a miss on a breaking ball on the inside corner and low. And Amato behind in the count, 1-2. DJ Russ hoping to save some of his bullpen after Jake Bloss could only go 2 2/3 last night. Changeup misses low at the shins, 2-2 the count. HiTom bullpen unable to lock it down last night as they gave up the walk-off walk in the 9th inning, and the Salamanders scratched across 3 in the 9th to win 9-8. Third loss in a row for the HiToms after they started off 4-0 in CPL play. Now at 5-4, that one chopped over to Wiesner at third. 3 hops, and the third baseman fires a strike over to Paterno for the first out in the 6th. 5-3 put out of Amato, and it's now Wagner stepping up. Cade Wagner 1 for 2 on the day with a strikeout looking in the 1st and then a single in the 4th. Last night it was Wynn Scott who came on for 2/3 of an inning, then Luke Barrow for 1 inning, Tristan Snyder for 2 2/3, Matt Little for 1 2/3, and then Halford out of the pen in the 9th was the one who issued the winning walk with the bases loaded. 1-0 the count, and that one, Wagner out in front of the changeup, 1-1. Halford gave up a hit to put 2 on in a tie game, 2nd and 3rd with 2 away in the 9th, as that one chopped foul, 1-2 the count to Wagner. The HiToms then electing to intentionally walk the next batter to load the bases with 2 away, and then a walk in the 9th of Nate Carrier sent Salamanders fans home happy. Check swing on the 1-2. Check on the first base umpire, and the righty Wagner did not go around. 2-2 now the count. Escobar, 1 away here in the 6th, and he gets a fly out into right. Colin Smith edges over to his right and easily retires Wagner for the 2nd out. Smith been busy out there in right field, made a diving catch back in the 4th, then a running catch on the first base line in the 4th, and now a put out much easier this time of Wagner. Check of the CPL scoreboard. Pilots up 9-0 now on the Chili Peppers in the 5th. First pitch strike from Escobar to the 6-hole hitter Ross. Forest City, as I said, won the first of the doubleheader 5-1 over the Zookeepers. That one came in and caught the elbow of Ross, maybe just the jersey. Didn't catch a lot of the right-handed batter, but the fastball came in and definitely nicked him. So a 2-out base runner on a hit by pitch for Martinsville, and DJ Russ out to the mound. This might be it for the HiTom starter, and indeed it is. So Alex Escobar's night is done through 5 2/3, and it seems as if any base runner in the 6th would have ended his night. It's a 2-out hit by pitch to Ross, and a pitching change for the HiToms. The night ends on 70 pitches for the righty Alex Escobar. Certainly a good night. 3 runs, 2 of them earned. He is in line for the loss if Martinsville keeps the lead the rest of the night. New pitcher for the HiToms is Clay Edmondson, number 4. We'll keep going through these scores in the CPL for you. Wilson in front of Holly Springs 3-1 in the 6th. Moorhead City behind 6-0 to Wilmington in the 5th. Obviously your score here at Hooker Field, HiToms trailing the Mustangs 3-2. Delayed due to rain are the Blowfish and the Flamingos. That one tied at 2 apiece. We'll see if they're able to resume action tonight or not at Carolina Bank Field. The game 2 of the doubleheader, 0-0 in the 2nd between Forest City and Ashboro. Forest City hoping to get a sweep after they came into the night in the bottom spot in the West Division at 1-7. Got the 2nd win in CPL play in Game 1, hoping to pick up the 3rd over Ashboro. His sits just 1 spot above them in the West. Ashboro came into tonight at 2-5. Bananas up 7-0 on the Macon Bacon tonight, as Savannah in the top spot in the West, hoping to improve to 8-2. That rounds out your CPL scoreboard. We'll give you one last check at the end of the game. As I said earlier, HiToms in 3rd in the West, 2 games behind the Bananas at 5-4, coming into tonight on a 3-game losing streak. Martinsville 2 games behind the HiToms and 4 out of first place at 3-6. These 2 teams facing off 2 times in the span of 3 days, as HPT will return here to Hooker Field on Saturday. 3 games between the Mustangs and the HiToms to start the year, all here at Hooker Field. Just an hour separating these 2 teams. Just an hour north drive tonight here to Martinsville. HiToms knocked off the Mustangs 8-2 earlier this season, hoping to get another win tonight. 7 o'clock start time on Saturday between these 2 teams. HiToms facing off against the Owls tomorrow night at 6:30. Going to be the first firework night of the year for the HiToms. Make sure to come out to Finch Field at 6:30 for the start time. Mustangs facing off with the Zookeepers at Ashboro at 7 o'clock tomorrow night at McCrary Park. First pitch from Clay Edmondson misses outside to the right-handed batter easily. 1-0 the count. Edmondson the righty. Right on right matchup. Kind of a 3/4 delivery for Clay Edmondson. That one runs inside. Now 2-0 to the left fielder, Christian Easley. Runner over at first is Ross. Edmondson 2 appearances, 2 1/3 innings pitched in CPL play so far this season. 11.57 ERA, and the righty finds the zone for the first time tonight on the outside corner with the fastball, 2-1. Four runs, 3 of them earned through 2 1/3 innings of work so far for Clay Edmondson. Runner goes, throw down to second from Sutton, skips away from Suarez. Stallman over there to back him up, but a stolen base for Ross. 2-2 count after easily swung through that pitch, but now a runner in scoring position. 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Alex Escobar went the first 5 2/3 for the HiToms. Sky's starting to darken here in Martinsville. Night comes upon us at 8:40. And that one finds the bottom corner of the zone. Strike 3 looking on a fastball from Edmondson. Strands Ross in scoring position, and down goes Easley looking. We head to the 7th from Hooker Field. Still the score, Martinsville 3, HiToms 2. You're listening to HiToms Baseball on HiTom Radio. back for the top of the 7th from Hooker Field. Beautiful pink sunset starting to take shape here in Martinsville, Virginia, just north of the Virginia-North Carolina border. 6, 7, and 8, 2 up for the HiToms. Back on for his 3rd inning of work is Luke Gibson. He's faced the minimum through 2 innings, just allowing 1 base runner on the walk to Justin Johnson in the 5th, who was erased by a stolen base caught stealing over at second. After the end of the 6th, we can finalize you on the line for Alex Escobar, who went 5 2/3, faced 24 batters, 4 strikeouts, 1 walk, 4 hits, 3 runs, 2 of those earned, 1 hit by pitch on 70 pitches for the righty for the HiToms. A good outing for Alex Escobar once more, but he is in line for the loss if the HiToms are unable to scratch across any more runs here in the last 3 innings. Graw for the HiToms took strike 1 on the outside corner with the fastball. Looping breaking ball misses from the lefty Gibson. Gibson 25 pitches through 2 innings of work. Doesn't have the traditional windup. Instead, just a high leg kick with nobody on, and he missed low. 2-1 now the count. Graw 0 for 2 on the night. Flied out to left in the 2nd, struck out swinging in the 4th. He fouls that one off his foot and goes down in a heap at home plate, gets up to his feet and walks it off. Certainly a bit of a painful moment there for the left-handed hitting Turner Graw as he chopped that one off his back left foot for strike 2. 2-2 the count to the leadoff hitter in the 7th for the HiToms. Graw comes into the night with no batting average so far for the HiToms. Technically no ABs in the CPL as he didn't bat last night in his first ever appearance. He takes that breaking ball low, full count to Turner Graw. Came into left as a defensive substitution in the 8th in Holly Springs. Didn't find a plate appearance, instead made 2 nice plays in left. He's looking to be the first base runner here in the 7th. 3-2 count. Gibson taking his time, so Graw steps out for a second. Now back into the left-handed batter's box. Coming set at the waist is Luke Gibson. The lefty winds and fires. Fastball finds the outside corner, strike 3. Looked a couple inches off the plate from here as Graw tossed the bat over towards the dugout, started to take a couple steps towards first base. Instead, the home plate umpire tonight rings him up for the first out of the 7th. So Graw, a strikeout victim. Again, they announced that Blake Sutton is tonight's strikeout victim, yet to strike out. Not sure what the prize is for Martinsville fans if he does strike out. He's ahead in the count 1-0 after Gibson misses outside. One for one night so far for the 7-hole hitter Sutton as he takes a breaking ball above the zone 2-0. Big looping curveball missed high. 1 for 1 with a homer in the 2nd and a walk in the 4th. That homer got the HiToms on the board, then Justin Johnson scored in the 3rd. HPT needing some more runs here late if they want a chance to get back in the win column and snap this 3-game losing streak. Fastball finds the outside corner from Gibson, 2-1 the count to Sutton. Sutton 42 hits this season with High Point. HPT would certainly take one right here as that one skips into the catcher Bagwell, and it's 3-1 now the count. HPT would also take a walk. Base runners of any sort as DJ Russ's squad needs some runs to give the pitching some support. Last night scored 8, but that wasn't enough as the bullpen allowed 3 in the 9th. And Holly Springs went home happy. Tonight, I don't think it'll take 8, but it'll take more than 2. HiToms trailing 3-2. And on first is Sutton after a one-out walk. Fastball missed up and away. So a one-out base runner for the HiToms. And out comes head coach Brandon Nania to the mound to talk with Luke Gibson. Nania in his second season with Martinsville went 21-28 last year with the Mustangs, hoping to improve on that this season, off to a 3-6 start. Whole infield converges on the mound to talk with the reliever. Luke Gibson through 2 1/3 so far, yet to allow a run. Sutton, just his second base runner, hasn't allowed a hit, just 2 walks. Justin Johnson's walk erased with a caught stealing in the 5th. I'm sure the Mustangs wouldn't mind that here. Sutton just 5 stolen base attempts this season in 52 games with High Point, though. He was 4 for 5. You likely won't see him take off for second unless a second out is recorded. J.D. Suarez stepping into the right-handed batter's box with 1 away and a runner on. Suarez 1 for 2 on the day with a single and a ground out to third, was erased on the base paths with a caught stealing after that single in the second, and he takes strike 1 with the fastball on the outside corner. Suarez, a Charlotte 49er, batting 189 in 21 games played, just 5 starts this season with Charlotte. Check on the runner at first, and Sutton back in plenty of time. 286 OBP, 270 slugging, just 1 home run with the 49ers, and he had a home run in his first game as a HiTom as well. HPT could certainly use another blast here to take the lead in the 7th. Strike 2 with a breaking ball on the outside corner to Suarez. Last night he came in late as a pinch hitter, struck out in that 1 plate appearance against Holly Springs. The 0-2 pitch lifted into shallow right field. Coming over is the right fielder Frank in about 10 steps, and he makes an easy play for the second out in the top of the 7th. Sutton stays put at first, and it's the 9-hole hitter Sam Yelton up with 2 away and a runner on.
Now batting for the HiToms, center fielder number 3, Sam Yelton.
HiToms out hitting the Mustangs 5-4 so far, but behind in the column where it counts 3-2. The first pitch to Yelton, skied on the infield. Should be an easy play at second. Mize lost it for a second, had to make a running catch, but he jumps and makes the play. Got caught up in the lights, but Mize able to record the third out. Teammates giving him high fives as he heads back to the dugout. As the HiToms head back to the field, they're still behind 3-2. It's time to stretch here from Hooker Field. HPT behind 3-2 to Martinsville, looking to snap a 3-game losing streak. You're listening to HiTom Baseball on HiTom Radio. bottom of the 7th at Hooker Field. HiToms behind 3-2 to the Mustangs. The 8-9 one-hitters for Martinsville facing Clay Edmondson after he came in relief of the starter Escobar. Gets the first pitch on a pop-up from Bagwell. Wiesner over there in foul territory just past the third base bag, and he shifts over towards fair territory to make a play. So the first pitch to Bagwell popped up to the third baseman Wiesner for the first out in the 7th. Edmondson just needed 5 pitches to strike out easily looking in the 6th. Stranded Ross on second after he was hit by a pitch from Escobar and stole the base. First pitch finds the zone to the 9-hole hitter Amez Quita for strike 1. Carlos Amez Quita, 1 for 2 on the night with a strikeout swinging in the 3rd and a single in the 5th. He was put out on a 4-6 fielder's choice that inning, and he ropes one over to the second baseman Suarez, fields it off a hop, and he throws on to Paterno at first for another easy out. 4-3 is the putout of Amez Quita, and 3 pitches, 2 outs for Edmondson here in the 7th. Bullpen continues to hang zeros for the HiToms tonight. Escobar allowed 3 runs, 2 of them earned, and Edmondson strong in his relief efforts so far. It's the 1-hole hitter Cameron Pittman up now at 2 away in the 7th. Pittman out of Radford, 3.01 average this season. And he takes the first pitch for a ball outside. Thank you for joining us on a beautiful night from Martinsville, Virginia. HiToms and Martinsville Mustangs for the first of their 2 games in the next 3 days. As I said, Martinsville hosting High Point-Thomasville again here on Saturday at 7 o'clock. 2-0 now the count to the 1-hole hitter Pittman after that one missed low from Edmondson. The righty deals from the mound. Fastball finds the outside corner. 2-seamer with a lot of arm side run for strike 1 to Pittman. 2-1 count, 2 away in the bottom of the 7th, and that one fouled back to the netting behind home plate. Edmondson 1 strike away from a 1-2-3 frame here in the bottom of the 7th. HiToms down to their last 6 outs, trailing the Mustangs 3-2. Pittman, the best batting average on the entire team, came into tonight at 500, nobody else above 300. And he takes ball 3. Full count now to the 1-hole hitter. 507 games, 26 ABs. Second best is the 3-hole hitter Frank at 280 coming into tonight. 3-2 pitch, chopped up the middle, Stallman to his left. He fields and fires over to Paterno to beat Pittman by a half step. It's a clean inning for Edmondson as he hangs another 0 on the board. Haven't seen a run since the 4th. HiToms needing to see runs as they trail 3-2 to the Mustangs, and we head to the 8th on HiTom Radio. Top of the 8th from Hooker Field. It's the top of the lineup for the HiToms. Gibson still on in relief of the starter Holobets. He had seen 4 innings of work prior to tonight, already seen 3 innings of work tonight. All 3 being scoreless. He starts Justin Johnson with a breaking ball that finds the zone for strike 1. 39 pitches through those 3 innings of work tonight. For the HiToms, 3 of the 5 hits have come from the top 2 guys in the lineup. So you have to feel like now is the time if HPT wants to get back into this game. 1-1 the count as that one missed outside to Johnson. Johnson with 2 of the 5 hits so far. He's 2 for 2, reached base all 3 times. He grounds one sharply down the third base line, a good 3 or 5 feet foul. And Justin Johnson behind in the count 1-2. He takes a step out of the right-handed batter's box, resets. And now Gibson goes back to work. The lefty sets at the belt buckle. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball in the dirt. Justin Johnson takes off for first. High throw. That one airmails the first baseman. Justin on to second. He's headed for third. He might go home. And that one's out of play. Foul ball. Out of play. And that will send Justin Johnson back to second, I believe. He struck out at a ball in the dirt. It bounced into the glove of Bagwell. So Bagwell had to throw on to first to officially complete the K. And when he did, he absolutely airmailed his first baseman Wagner by a good 5 feet. Went all the way down the first base line and out of play here at Hooker Field. That sends Justin Johnson on to second. So a break for the HiToms and a runner in scoring position with nobody out here in the top of the 8th. So Justin Johnson on board for the 4th time tonight as he looks to score a tying run here in the 8th. First pitch to the second batter of the inning for the HiToms, Colin Smith, misses up and away, 1-0 the count. Smith 1 for 3, 2 strikeouts with a single in the 3rd. Strikeouts in the 1st and the 5th. And that one again misses the zone. 2-0 the count to the 2-hole hitter for the HiToms. Chance for HPT to level this one up at 3. Justin Johnson standing at second after he reaches on a strikeout and an E2. Gibson behind the count 2-0. That one nearly hit Smith. It came inside, and the righty dodged out of the way. He's ahead in the count 3-0. Eli Wiesner waiting in the on-deck circle. He's 0 for 3 on the night, but 2 hard-hit balls. A sac fly to the warning track and left in the 3rd, and then a sharp ground out to shortstop in the 5th. That one misses outside. A 4-pitch walk issued to Colin Smith. And runners on first and second for the HiToms. Nobody away in the 8th. Quiet here at Hooker Field. Tense moments in the top of the 8th as the Martinsville Mustangs and their reliever Luke Gibson clinging on to a 1-run lead in the top half of the 8th. It's the 3rd baseman Eli Wiesner batting it from the right side. 2 on, nobody out. The first pitch from Gibson. That one misses up and in, 1-0 the count. All of a sudden, after a strikeout of Johnson, 5 straight balls out of the hand of the lefty reliever. Gibson had pitched on May 28th against Peninsula and then June 4th against Ashboro. Both of those 2-inning outings. Tonight he's into his 4th inning of work. And that one sliced out of play down the first base line. Count even at 1-1 to Wiesner. He just allowed 1 hit in the appearance at Ashboro and 0 in the appearance at Peninsula. Still yet to allow a hit tonight, but he does have 2 runners on the base paths here in the 8th, courtesy of a strikeout and a reached base for Justin Johnson on an E2, and then a walk to Smith. That pitch misses up and away. 2-1 now the count to Wiesner. Up to 50 pitches for Luke Gibson. Comes into the night with a 0 ERA, 1-0 record. He is in line for the win if he can hang a 0. Swing and a miss at a fastball upstairs. 2-2 the count to the third baseman. Big spot with nobody away in the 8th for Eli Wiesner. Plenty of pop in that bat. 47 ribbies this season for Lewisburg on 70 hits, 13 doubles, 3 triples, and 12 homers. An extra base hit could give the HiToms the lead here in the 8th. Time called as Wiesner steps out of the right-handed batter's box. Big spot for the sophomore from Lewisburg. 2 for 3 night last night with 2 RBIs. He could use a big one here to get the HiToms back in the lead. That one roped up the middle, caught it second by Mize. A scorcher off the bat of Wiesner, but Mize makes a jumping catch, and that keeps runners at first and second with 1 away now. And the 4-hole hitter Brandon Stallman up.
Now batting for the HiToms, shortstop, number 21.
You can't be mad at that if you're head coach DJ Russ. Another hard hit ball off the bat of Eli Wiesner. He's found a lot of barrels so far to start the year, but that one couldn't quite get into the outfield grass. Brandon Stallman in from the left side. Decent leads at first and second for the runners, and the breaking ball finds the outside corner, much to the dismay of Brandon Stallman and his teammates in the dugout. You could hear the groan from the HiToms over on the third base dugout. One seemed to run outside, but home plate umpire said it caught enough of the plate. 0-1 the count. Turnaround, fake throw over to second to check on Justin Johnson. Amez Kita, the closest fielder to second, but in no way, shape, or form was he near enough to the bag to receive a pickoff throw from the reliever, Luke Gibson. Nobody holding on the runner at first, and that one bounces away from the catcher Bagwell. A slider misses way outside and runs away from the catcher, 90 feet for both base runners, and 2 in scoring position. 1-1 the count to Stallman with 1 away here in the 8th. A wild pitch moves Justin Johnson over to third and Colin Smith over to second, and a huge free 90 for both HPT base runners. First real trouble on the mound for Gibson. We'll see how he deals with it. The 1-1 pitch from the lefty on the way, and a breaking ball just misses off the plate. 2-1 now the count to Stallman. Stallman looking for big RBIs here for the HiToms. He had 2 last night against Holly Springs. Grounder up the middle past the second baseman Mize into center. Scoring is Johnson, around third is Smith, and the HiToms have a 4-3 lead on a 2 RBI single off the bat of Brandon Stallman in the 8th. The DH for the HiToms comes up clutch. Back-to-back nights with 2 RBIs as the infield was in. Mize on the edge of the green turf at second, and Stallman ropes one past his outstretched glove into center, and HPT has the lead. That might be it for the reliever, Luke Gibson. Wild pitch proves to hurt Gibson as it gave the HiToms runners both free 90 feet, and Stallman makes him pay. That will end the night for Gibson. He's now in line for the loss as HPT regains the lead 4-3 in the 8th. We'll be back in a second to tell you about the new reliever for Martinsville. High Point-Thomasville back in the lead from Hooker Field. In the middle of the top of the 8th, Brandon Stallman comes up clutch. We'll take a quick break here on HiTom Radio and be back in 30 seconds. Back here in the top of the 8th, still just one out for the HiToms at bat. Brandon Stallman aboard at first. New reliever on for the Mustangs is the righty Dylan Day. Day stands at 6'6", 195 pounds. Big, tall, lanky right-hander getting set to face the 5-hole hitter Vito Paterno. This season with Northern Colorado, 49 2/3 innings pitched for Day with a 11.05 ERA. The righty issued 26 walks to 41 strikeouts, 92 hits, 73 runs, 61 of them earned with the Bears of Northern Colorado. Chopper back to the pitcher on the mound from Paterno. Fielded and throwing to first is Day for the second out on the first pitch to the first baseman Paterno. He chops out 1-3. That moves Stallman over to second and brings up Turner Graw with 2 away and a chance to add on to the lead. So far with the Mustangs, 2 appearances for Day. He has faced 2 innings of work against the HiToms in the 8-2 HiTom win last time here at Hooker Field. He starts Graw with a ball inside. 1-0 the count. Three strikeouts, 1 walk, no hits in those 2 innings of work. 0 ERA on 1 appearance for Day so far. That one chopped foul by Graw down the first base line. 1-1 now the count. Graw 0 for 3 on the night. Fly out to left, strikeout looking, and strikeout swinging. In his first 3 plate appearances as a HiTom. Added 213 this season for Youngstown State with 11 RBIs, and he swings through a fastball on the outside corner, 1-2 the count. Big AB here in the 8th for the 6-hole hitter Turner Graw. Chance for his first hit and first RBI as a HiTom to give HPT an insurance run as the HiToms have scratched across 2 to get the lead back here in the top half. That pitch fouled off behind us. We'll do the 1-2 again. 1-2 count to the lefty Graw. 2 away. Runner on second is Brandon Stallman. He takes a good 5-step lead. Nobody holding him on. Check of the runner by Day. 1-2 pitch. Swung on and lifted up in the air on the infield. In foul play on the third base line. Over to field it is the third baseman, and making a running catch is Ross. That retires the HiToms in the 8th, but not before Brandon Stallman comes through in the clutch with a 2 RBI single up the middle to give HPT the lead. As we head to the bottom half of the 8th, it's now the HiToms 6 outs away from victory here at Hooker Field. You're listening to HiTom Baseball on HiTom Radio. Back in the bottom of the 8th from Martinsville, Virginia. You're listening to HiTom Baseball on HiTom Radio, courtesy of HiTom TV. Andrew Sullivan with you tonight. And the HiToms now in front 4-3. New reliever in for HPT is Jacob Landis in relief of Clay Edmondson. Edmondson went 1 1/3 innings pitched, faced 4 batters. 1 strikeout, no walks, no hits, no runs, 14 pitches. And the righty Edmondson in line for the win. Should HPT retire 6 Mustangs in the next 2 innings without giving up the lead. Landis, a 6-foot, 1-inch, 170-pound lefty out of Pfeiffer University, originally from Gastonia, North Carolina, went to South Point High School. 4 appearances on the year so far for the lefty, facing 2-3-4 in the 8th. First batter, Drew Mize, takes a fastball well up and away into the left-hand batter's box. Good stab by Sutton. 1-0 the count. 4 appearances on the year so far for Landis. 1.80 ERA for the lefty. He misses just high of the zone for ball 2. Most recent appearance coming against the Salamanders. Went 2 innings of work. No runs, no hits. 1 strikeout in those 2 innings. And he finds the zone with the fastball, 2-1 the count. He's 1-0 on the year, got the win against the Blowfish in 1 inning of work. Outside of the 2 against the Salamanders, it was 1 inning against the Pilots, 1 against the Blowfish, and 1 against the Sharks. Only run coming against the Blowfish as that one lifted out into right field. Smith over, and he makes a catch at medium depth. F9 is the scoring on the Mize fly out for the first out here in the 8th. Correct that, the only run, 2 runs allowed, just 1 earned. The only earned run allowed by Landis this season came against the Pilots, a 16-4 loss on June 3rd for the HiToms. He also allowed 1 in the Blowfish win. It was unearned. 6 strikeouts on the year, no walks. 5 hits in 4 games. Landis potentially trying to go 2 innings of work here to close it out for the HiToms. Now facing the 3-hole hitter, Colton Frank. Frank, 0 for 2 on the night, reaches base twice. Fastball at the top of the zone, strike 1. He reached base back in the 1st inning on a fielder's choice, got to 3rd and was stranded there. He also reached in the 4th on a walk and came around to score the first run of the game for Martinsville. That one finds the outside corner, strike 2. 0-2 the count to Colton Frank. Frank, 15 walks and 15 strikeouts this season with Southern University. Landis winds and deals the 0-2. That one lifted out in the medium depth center field. Shouldn't be a problem for Sam Yelton. He shades to his right and makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down on 2 high flyouts into the dark night in Martinsville, Virginia for Jacob Landis. It's Andrew Amato now, the cleanup hitter. He's 1 for 3 on the night with an RBI single back in the 4th. He came around to score on that single. Rather, an RBI ground out, 4-3 in the 1st. He also reached in the 4th on a single, came around to score. He also grounded out to 3rd to start the 6th. 2 away, nobody on. First pitch misses low in the dirt. 1-0 the count. Amato batting .267 and 15 ABs coming into the night. He chops one over to Paterno at first, bobbles it, and will have no trouble taking it on to first himself. Paterno steps on the bag, and it's a quick 8-pitch, 1-2-3 inning of work off the lefty Jacob Landis. As we head to the 9th, HiToms leading 4-3. 3 outs left for HPT to break that losing streak and head back to High Point-Thomasville winners on a beautiful night for baseball. You're listening to HiTom Baseball on HiTom Radio.
number 14, our Budweiser strikeout victim of the game, Blake Sutton.
Back here for the top of the ninth. 7-8-9 due up for the HiToms. Facing the reliever Dylan Day, who came in relief of Luke Gibson and starts tonight's strikeout victim Sutton with a strike. Sutton looking to make it an unsuccessful night for Martinsville fans, and he does as he rips that one out into left field. Going to be a flyout, but he didn't strike out at all tonight. So Mustangs fans unsuccessful on that strikeout victim of Blake Sutton as he went 1 for 2 tonight. Hit the home run in the second, 2 walks, and now a flyout here in the ninth. Six pitches required to face 2 batters in the 8th for Day, and he starts the 8-hole hitter Suarez with a ball upstairs. He came in relief of Gibson after Gibson gave up that 2 RBI single to Stallman. Suarez rips one through the 5-hole past the outstretched glove of the third baseman Ross. So Suarez aboard with a 1-out single, and that'll bring up Sam Yelton. Good night for HiToms pitching after a nightmare last night, giving up 3 in the 9th to lose to Holly Springs. Only 4 hits through 8 innings so far for the Martinsville Mustangs. 7 for HiToms batters as Sam Yelton takes a healthy cut and fouls that one back behind us. Throw back to first to check on Suarez, not in time. HiToms 4 runs on 7 hits, 2 errors, and 5 men left on base. Fastball misses upstairs to Yelton, 1-1 the count. 3 runs on 4 hits, 2 errors, and 3 men left on base for the Mustangs. Sam Yelton looking for his first hit in the night. 0 for 3 so far, and he takes a ball in the dirt, 2-1 the count. Walk would do just fine as well for the lefty to turn the lineup over. If the HiToms can get it to Justin Johnson with 1 out still in the 9th, a chance to put some insurance on the board. Another check of Suarez at first. Plenty of time to retreat to the bag. Certainly in this close game, any lead going into the bottom of the 9th is nice for the HiToms, but they would love to tack on a few more. Another pickoff throw to first. Still plenty of time for Suarez over there to the retreat to the bag. The righty Dylan Day not with the best of pickoff moves so far. This time he comes home, and that one a swinging strike as Yelton couldn't quite hold up, and it found the inside corner, strike 2. Two and 2 count to the 9-hole hitter, Sam Yelton. Yelton came into the night batting .222, and he takes ball 3. Full count now. Four walks as well on the young season for Yelton. He would take one here or a hit. 3-2 pitch, fouled off, and we'll do it again. Yelton putting together a good long AB up at the plate. One away, Suarez over at first, full count to Sam Yelton. Dylan Day delivers. That one comes inside, strike 3. Wow. Was certainly up and into Sam Yelton. He took off for first. Instead, he's sent back to the dugout looking as the home plate umpire rings him up.
Now batting the HiToms, designated hitter number 1, Justin Johnson.
That one up around the letters, but called strike 3. And so 2 away with Suarez on first for Justin Johnson. Johnson reached all 4 times so far tonight. Grounds one into the hole. Going to be a tough play for Metakita, and he makes it on one hop. He throws it over to first and retires Justin Johnson for the first time tonight. So Dylan Day does his job here in the top half. Puts a 0 up for the Mustangs. The HiToms leading at 4-3. 3 outs away from a win here in Martinsville. We'll bring you the final half inning of play when we come back. You're listening to HiTom Baseball on HiTom Radio. Bottom of the 9th. Here in Martinsville, Virginia. HiToms leading the Mustangs 4-3. It's Jacob Halford on to close it out for the HiToms. Looking for a bit of redemption potentially tonight. After last night, he was the one who came in a close situation and walked in the winning run. Didn't get helped out by the home plate umpire last night. He'll look to make it a save tonight as he gets the first pitch. A chopper over to third by Ross. Throw on to first by the third baseman, Wiesner, in time. Rather, that's Vargas in on a defensive substitution. Vargas over there at third, and it was Wagner who chopped into the 5-3 put out to start the inning. 1 pitch, 1 out for Halford. Halford came into tonight 4 games, 4 innings pitched, 7 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 4 walks to 4 strikeouts. 1 save so far with a 5.87 ERA. He comes inside with a fastball, pumping some gas. Strike 1 to Ross. Halford out of NC State can get up to the mid-90s with that fastball. 0-1 count to the 6-hole hitter Ross. That one chopped right side. Should be an easy play at first for Paterno. He takes it himself onto the first base bag. 2 up, 2 down on 3 pitches. Halford actually stumbled off the mound and fell to the turf, but he was not needed for that putout. 3 unassisted, and the HiToms 1 out away from clinching another win here at Hooker Field. Last chance for the Mustangs, the left fielder Christian Easley. Easley 0 for 3 tonight, 2 strikeouts, 1 looking, 1 swinging, and a fly out to right. Halford looking for his 2nd save of the year. First pitch, fastball way outside, ball 1 to Easley. HPT 1 out away from breaking its 3-game losing streak here on the road before returning home tomorrow night for a fireworks night at Finch Field. Strike one, swinging strike at a fastball on the outside corner, 1-1 the count. Nobody on, 2 away for Christian Easley, just 2 home runs this season at UMBC for the junior. Stands at 5'10", 185, bats from the right side, 2-1 now the count as that one missed well outside. The righty Halford sets on the mound and delivers a 2-1. Swing and a miss and a changeup off the plate. That one a good 5 inches off the plate, but easily couldn't hold up, and the HiToms 1 strike away. Everybody on the top step of the dugout on the third base line. 2-2 and 2 outs. The 2-2 pitch. Ball 3 just off the plate. Halford was hoping for a strikeout looking. Full count to Easley. 4-3 lead for the HiToms in the bottom half of the ninth. 2 away, 1 strike away from winning it. Halford sets the 3-2 pitch. Fouled back on a fastball at the top of the zone. Easley just got a piece of that one to stay alive as they play Staying Alive here at Hooker Field. This would be a big-time come-from-behind win for the HiToms if Halford can shut down Easley here. Another 3-2 pitch on the way. That one finds the outside corner. Strike 3 looking with a fastball, and Halford shuts down the Martinsville Mustangs in the ninth. Martinsville goes 1-2-3. Halford gets a big-time save. What a bounce-back performance from the righty, and HPT is headed home winners 4-3 from Hooker Field. 10-pitch save here in the ninth as Halford made easy work of the 5, 6, 7 batters for Martinsville. For the HiToms on the night, 4 runs on 7 hits, 2 errors and 6 men left on base. And for Martinsville, 3 runs on 4 hits, 2 errors, and 3 men left on base. Update the standings. High Point-Thomasville moves to 6-4 on the season. Martinsville down to 3-7. That will help the HiToms keep pace with the Bananas, who are ahead 2 games on the HiToms coming into the night, and we're up big 7-0 on the Bacon last time we checked. So a big-time win from the HiToms for Martinsville. As we told you, they will play on the road tomorrow against the Zookeepers before hosting the HiToms Saturday, and then a day off on Sunday for the Mustangs. 7 o'clock first pitch tomorrow night in Asheboro, and then 7 o'clock pitch again back here between the HiToms and the Mustangs on Saturday night at Hooker Field. As for the HiToms, as we told you, it's firework night tomorrow night at Finch Field. Make sure to come out and support your HiToms as they take on the Forest City Owls. 6:30 first pitch for that one. Back here at 7 o'clock at Hooker Field on Saturday, and then a Sunday 6 o'clock showdown with the Wilson Tobbs. One last check of that CPL scoreboard before we sign off for the night. As we said, the final score here from Hooker Field, HiToms win it 4-3. Thriller tonight. Forest City beat Asheboro 5-1 in the first game of the doubleheader. Top of the 5th, Lexington County up 6-3 on Florence after a rain delay delayed that one. Top of the 7th, Wilmington up on Morehead City 8-5. 4-3 your final here from Hooker Field. And then 3-2 the final at Fleming Stadium as the Wilson Tobbs knocked off the Holly Springs Salamanders in a close one. It wasn't close between the Chili Peppers and the Pilots as Peninsula wins 10-0 tonight. 3-2 in the bottom of the 5th between Forest City and Asheboro. Forest City looking to sweep that one. In the bottom of the 6th, it's the Bananas up 9-0 on the Bacon. Busy night of action in the CPL. HiToms victorious here from Hooker Field. That will just about do it Thank you all for tuning into this radio broadcast on HiTom Radio, courtesy of HiTom TV. Signing off, my name's Andrew Sullivan. HiTom's back in action tomorrow at 6:30 on HiTom TV at Finch Field against Forest City on Flow Baseball. Make sure to tune in. But for now, your final score from Hooker Field: HiToms 4 and Mustangs 3. Have a great night, everybody.